High school basketball on your local sports leader. Classic Hits 97.9 XFM. Let's go courtside for pregame information.
We welcome you back to the 87th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament as we get set for a triple header as far as the morning/afternoon session. It'll start off with this 7th place game between the Neoga Indians and the South Central Cougars. It'll move to the Consolation Championship, featuring Windsor Sioux Straws' Hatchets and the St. Elmo Brownstown Eagles. And then in the 3rd place game, it's the North Clay City Cardinals taking on the Dietrich Moving Maroons. I'm Matt Robinson. To my left is Dustin White, as we get set for this great day of high school basketball. And again, of course, notable by his absence today is Greg Sapp. He took ill yesterday, hoped he would be feeling a little better, and he says he is feeling a little better, but just felt like it wasn't quite time for him to return. And so we wish him well and rest, and we look forward to seeing him next week.
Yeah, I'll bet he's probably still listening. So, Greg, hopefully you're doing all right this morning. But, I'm never going to turn down a chance to get to come back to Altamont for some more games. So glad to get a chance to see these contests. It's been a great week of basketball so far, and really looking forward to the last day of matchups here.
Highly competitive games throughout. We expect much the same today. Again, our opener is the 7th place game, a game between two teams who have played 4 games to get to this spot, or this will be their 4th game, I should say, in Neoga and South Central. We'll come back with more pregame information, get you set with the starting lineups, and have some fun here at the 87th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. You're catching all the action on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Check out Wet Pools and Spa.
The attorneys and staff of Taylor Law Offices welcome the teams and players to the National Trail Conference Boys Basketball Tournament. Taylor Law Offices hopes that everyone enjoys the competition.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Dietrich Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the NTC tournament. Good luck to all of our area teams. Dietrich Bank, live for today, bank for tomorrow, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Cold outside? At McMahon Meats, we have a convenient drive-up window so you can stay in your warm car while we do the shopping. Call ahead at 217-813-6054. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
We welcome you back to Altamont, where we're getting set for the 7th place matchup between South Central and Neoga. And Dustin, we should let folks know how these teams got to this point, as Neoga came through the play-in game as the 8th seed. They took on Cowden-Herrick Beecher City Monday night, picked up a 61-43 victory. Then they played the 4 o'clock game against Altamont, gave them a good run for their money, but fell by 12, 67-55. That put them in the consolation bracket, where they took on Windsor Sioux Straws in another tight game for them throughout, but Windsor Sioux Straws ultimately pulled away with the 53-39 victory. That put them in this 7th place contest. Other side of the ledger saw South Central fall to North Clay in the opening game, a 2-7 matchup that was a 4-point contest as South Central fell to North Clay 57-53. They bounced back in the early game on Thursday with a victory over Cowden-Herrick Beecher City, 60-42, then fell in another tight battle to St. Elmo Brownstown last night in the semifinals of this consolation bracket by a score of 53-50 in a game that saw St. Elmo Brownstown hit a shot with about 2 seconds left on the clock that gave them the margin of victory.
Yeah, I mean, South Central had the lead over North Clay for most of that game on Tuesday night, just couldn't quite pull it away. I mean, they are the epitome of a trap game throughout this tournament, a 7 seed that, pretty much speaks to the strength of the conference. And a couple breaks go their way. They win that game, and who knows what happens in the next round as well. And the thing that South Central's got going for them is that they've got a kid that's one of the best players in this tournament. In Aiden Dodson, he has put up some pretty huge numbers so far. And you have someone like that surrounded with some other good ball players, and you can beat anybody on any given day. So are they disappointed about playing in the 7th place game? Sure, but I think they've shown that once the postseason rolls around, somebody's going to run into them in a regional and not going to be happy about it.
Absolutely, and I think Coach Doring, in his interview last night, you could hear in his voice and what he said, he was very disappointed that his team had lead late in the game against North Clay, against St. Elmo Brownstown in this tournament, and just couldn't hold on. And he says if we can figure out a way to correct that against these good teams, then we're going to be right there with them. And they already are, with a record of 16-9 coming into this contest, and they're taking on Neoga. That in a lot of years, Neoga would be well above 500 with their season, but I've got them at 8-16 coming into this one, and it's going to be a fun matchup, I do believe.
Yeah, Neoga, again, they're battlers, and the record's not there, but they're a team that goes out there and gives you all they've got. Coach Snow's kids, he's just been tinkering with his rotation all season long. There's a couple of mainstays, Quentin Richards and Brady Reynolds. You're going to get most of your points from them. Not much is a given, but they've got if they can figure out the rotation and just get a third consistent scorer, which I've been saying all season long, but all you have to do is figure it out sometime before the regionals start, and you could be a really tough out for somebody as well.
We've seen Neoga basically run their 5 almost the entire game sometimes, their starting 5, and then other games we've seen them run 7, 8, 9 deep, and I think that's a tribute to what you're talking about, where Coach Snow is just kind of trying to still figure this team out. And they don't have a lot of height. Only 2 starters over 6 foot. That's Sheehan at 6'1" and Richards at 6'3". But you are right. They work hard. They battle extremely hard. They could have given up a number of times in games in this tournament, in games throughout the year, and even on the season, and they have absolutely not done that.
Well, you look at who they've played this season. They've run into some good teams throughout the way, Casey and Tuscola, and then some of the good NTC opponents they've faced. And the one thing that they've always had going for them is that they seem to have played their best against the toughest matchups. Well, South Central is a tough matchup. They've already played once. South Central got them pretty handily. But I wouldn't count anything out in this first game today.
Not at all. It's Neoga, it's South Central, and the opener of 3 is a part of the morning-afternoon session at the 87th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. As we get set for this one, we're going to take a break. We will come back with the starting lineups and have action in the 7th place game of the 87th Annual NTC Tournament here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM. But we are going to take a moment here to catch this announcement from that moment of silence in recognition of Rick Simmons, longtime coach at South Central, who passed away this week. So a lot of heavy hearts for the Cougars here. And again, Rick Simmons passing away this week. He will be missed. So now we will go ahead and take that break as we get set for Neoga and South Central here from the 87th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be personalized to best fit your needs. Learn more at Wet Pools and Spas today.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Sarah Bush Lincoln is honored and committed to care for the medical needs of the community. Its orthopedic excellence is recognized by the Joint Commission Certificate of Distinction for Total Hip and Knee Replacement. See us at one of our locations.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun.
The national anthem wraps up here at Altamont, home of the 87th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. As we get set to open up this session, it's South Central and it's Neoga. Let's take a look at the starters. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, the South Central Cougars under head coach Blake Doring. They're 16-9 on the season. They will send out their same 5 starters they've been starting all week long. That's Raheem Anderson, a 5'9 senior, number 3. He's averaging about 3 points a game. Ethan Watwood on the season is averaging just about 11.5 points a contest. Watwood's a 5'11 senior, wearing number 5. Aiden Dodson, another 5'11 senior, number 10, averaging 22.5 points a ball game, and he has tore it up here in this NTC tournament this week.
Yeah, he's, about 70 points for the tournament, something like that. He has had 3 very big games.
Close to 80, I would say. Yeah. As Anthony Benara gets the start as well. He does a lot for him. He runs the point, but he'll also go in and post up. Benara is a 5'11 senior wearing number 15, averaging 7 points throughout the season. And rounding out the lineup is Seth Bergman, a 6'1 sophomore, number 40. He is averaging just around 4.5 points a contest. For the Neoga Indians under Andrew Snow, they will start their 5 that they've started all week long, and that includes 5'11 sophomore Landon Titus, number 13. He's averaging 3 points a ball game. Next up will be Brady Reynolds, number 14, a 5'10 senior at 14.5 points a contest. He can fill it up from anywhere on the court. Trey Sheehan, number 23, a 6'1 junior at 7.5 points a ball game. And Quentin Richards, the leading scorer, a 6'3 senior, number 30. He gets the call at a forward spot, but he can do a lot all over the court, knock down some threes, get in the post, drive to the hoop. He is fun to watch as he, again, is averaging 15.3 points a ball game. And Caden Will rounds out the starting lineup. Will, a 5'11 senior, number 34, does a lot of the dirty work inside. He is averaging 2 points a game. For Andrew Snow's Neoga Indians, 7-16 on the season. But don't let that record fool you. They will give a spirited competition each and every night.
Yeah, I checked it out real quick. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, you were right. Aiden Dawson, 79 points for the tournament. Quentin Richards checks in at 54 in his 3 games. So, both of those guys trying to maybe put the finishing touches on the chance of getting on the all-tournament team. If you're into that kind of thing, obviously they want to win the game first, but they have both had outstanding tournaments and would like to finish up strong here this afternoon.
Of course, these 2 teams will get an extra game in the tournament, so to speak, because of the way the schedule works out and where they were seated and that sort of thing. So their point totals will be a little elevated, but you're still talking about averages.
Yes, 18 points a game for Richards and 23 a game for Dodson. That's more than 23. It's like 26, right?
Yep.
So 26.5. That's obviously pretty outstanding.
Our officials are ready to go as Travis Wyatt will be the lead official tonight, joined by Ryan Wyckoff and Mr. Boswell over on the side. So we get set to play. The tip is in the air. It's won by South Central, and here we go. Neoga opens up in a zone defensively. Appears to be a 1-2-2. Cougars are working it around the perimeter. They've got it with Anderson. Inside they go to Benara. In the corner to Dodson. 3 rattles out. No good. Rebound, Richards. They'll bring it up court on the right side. Crosses over. Got towards the middle of the court. And crosses the half line at the center circle. They go to Titus on the left wing. He gets it back out top to Reynolds. Reynolds works across the top of the key and back to Titus left side. Titus holds. Brings it to the left wing. Finds Reynolds in the corner. And they're right there waiting on him as he flips it back out to Titus. Titus hands it to Richards as the Cougars have opened up in a zone defensively. Swinging it out top, they find Reynolds. Top of the key 3 is off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds, and Reynolds touched it last. It'll go to the Cougars.
Yeah, both teams zoning it up defensively to start, and both offenses able to get an open three-pointer to get things going, but neither one able to knock it down on their opening possession.
So Raheem Anderson will walk it up court for the Cougars. Again, they look over the zone of Neoga as Anderson got it to side to Dodson. Now left side Watson. Watwood back out to Anderson. Again to Watwood. He goes into the post. Benara splits defenders, gets underneath, lays it up and in.
Able to find some room in the paint that time, and Benara gets on the board for the first time.
So Reynolds brings it across the timeline with a pass to Sheehan. Now to Titus right wing. Gets it to Reynolds, who moves to that right wing. Now he's picked up his dribble. Bounces it high post to Will. Out top they go to Titus. Titus swings it over to the left side for Richards. Richards puts it on the floor with a couple of dribbles. Got to the top of the key. Anderson's there. So he goes to Reynolds. Way out on the right wing. Working on a 1-2-2 zone of the Cougars. Here's Richards. He caught a pass on the wing. One dribble to the baseline. And Quentin Richards squares up and knocks it down. Ties the game at 2.
He'll pull up for that mid-range jumper, and he's got the height to elevate and get that up over almost anybody.
Down in the corner, it's Bergman with it. He sends it back out top. They swing it around to Watwood left side to Anderson, top of the key. He'll fire that 3 and bury it. Raheem Anderson has his first 3 points of the contest, and it's 5-2 in favor of South Central. 5:44 on the first quarter clock as the Indians work it around the perimeter. They get it in the hands of Richards. Richards goes in the corner to Titus on the left side. Back out to Richards to the top of the key. Now across right side to Reynolds. Reynolds in the corner to Richards. Corner 3, good. He ties it up. Quentin Richards with 5, and it's 5-5. 5:15 on the clock as the Cougars brought it up court. They got it back out top to Anderson. Richards thought about a steal. Anderson makes the catch, gets it to Watwood, and Ethan Watwood buries a wing 3 from the left side. And we've got a 30-second timeout as South Central takes the 8-5 lead. 5:10 to play in the first quarter. We'll be back to the NTC tournament on Classic Hit 97.9 XFM.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
DanHeck.com online.
Indians work against a full court 1-2-2. Cross court pass picked off by Dodson. He gets the steal, stops, pops. 16-footer, no good. Rebound finally picked up by Sheehan as they were going after it on the left side, and Sheehan said, well, fine, I'll take it.
Cougars gave him a different look coming out of the timeout, and Neoga might not have been quite ready for it.
Baseline, they go to Will. He's double-teamed, and he lost the handle. Picked up by Watwood. Second Indian turnover, back-to-back trips here. Watwood over to Anderson. Anderson back out top to Watwood. Cougars get it to Dodson right wing. Flips it out top to Benara. Benara bounces it for Watwood. Back to Benara out top again. He looks for Watwood on the right side. Jumps it in the post to Dodson. Turnaround jumper over 2. Neoga affected the shot, and the rebound's taken by Titus.
Yeah, I think you probably had Richards getting a hand on that one.
Titus a little trouble with the dribble, but got it up court to Richards. Splits out of a double team along the sideline. Got all the way into the lane. Put up a shot. It was no good. They're still tussling for the rebound as it's Dodson and Richards tying each other up eventually as they were really wrestling.
Yep, both of them trying to get after that basketball. The ball traveling a little ways between the two of them. Neoga keeps it on baseline.
So they flip it out top to Will. Right back in the post to Sheehan. Turnaround jumper in the lane. Good. Trey Sheehan's first 2 points pulls Neoga within 1 halfway through this first quarter. It's South Central 8-7. Cougars brought it up court to Dodson, to Anderson at the top of the key. Over to Watwood, back to Anderson. Another top of the key three, and he hits again. South Central knocking down the threes early tonight.
Yep, they're 3 for 4 on their triples.
Pretty much what they did early against SEB as well. Neoga works it up court. They got it baseline. Now out to Sheehan. Jumper from 15, good. So Trey Sheehan, some early points for the Indians.
Well, that'd be big for Neoga if they can get something out of Trey today. He's off to a good start.
It's 11-9 as Dodson squares up for a right wing three, and he hits.
Goodness gracious.
So 4 players have scored now for South Central. They are up 14-9. That 5-point edge is the largest of the contest.
Yeah, Dodson had been 0 for 3 from the field, so he finally gets the lid off. So they were doing some scoring without their leading scorer in on the action to that point.
Neoga looking over the 1-2-2 zone. They get it to Reynolds, top of the key three, a deep one, 3 or 4 feet beyond the arc. It's no good as it hit the side of the rim, went towards the corner, and it's tracked down by Benara. He hands it off to Anderson over to Watwood left side, way out on the perimeter. Goes to Anderson, back to Watwood. Same spot he caught it in earlier. This time he pulls the trigger on a three, no good. Benara with a rebound, wild turnaround shot, no good. He falls out of bounds as Neoga grabs the rebound. They push it up court to Caden Will. He looks in the corner to Titus. Titus shuffled the feet as he started to make a way out of the corner, and the travel gives it back to the Cougars.
Neoga's third turnover, and that's the situation I think that Titus maybe you have it to do over again. You just pull the trigger on that open three from the corner. He's going to have a seat, and Letterly going to get in. Braden Letterly makes his first appearance in the game for Neoga.
So he comes in and takes the spot in the zone on the left side of the court as Benara walks it up for the Cougars. He's got it in the center circle, goes to Anderson, corner to Watwood, open three, good again. Watwood was 6, and it's 17-9 in favor of the Cougars as they continue to knock down the three-pointer.
That's how you beat a zone, right? And they're doing a good job of it.
2:10 on the first quarter clock. Neoga's Reynolds holds high, gets it to Richards on the right wing. Back out to Reynolds. Another very deep three off the front of the rim, no good. Sheehan, an offensive rebound, though. His putback is missed, but he's fouled.
Trey Sheehan off to a good start in this game. We mentioned the shooting a minute ago. This time he gets on the offensive glass, able to get that one pulled down, and on the putback attempt, Benara for South Central gets whistled for the first foul of this game.
Free throw up. It is good. Sheehan has 5, and we see a Jacob Smith come into the ball game. Going to give Anthony Benara a break here with 2:01 to play in the first quarter. Free throw up. That one's good. So Trey Sheehan was 6. He leads Neoga in scoring. He has 6 of their 11. It's just him and Richards so far. South Central works it in the lane. They kick it out in the corner. That's Dodson for 3. Left it short. Weak side rebound. Bergman works away from the defender and sticks it up and in.
Well, Bergman got that offensive rebound, and then there was just nobody around him. I don't even think he realized how open he was, but he still got the stick back.
19-11 the score. Indians work it to Reynolds. Top of the key 3. He got hit on the arm on the shot attempt, and it'll be Reynolds going to the line for 3 free throws.
He's bound and determined to get one to go from the top of the key there, even if he has to be a step or two behind the line. That time, Anderson gets the foul called against him, his first, and 3 free throws for Neoga's second leading scorer.
Reynolds' first free throw rattles in. It's good for his first point. And after he missed that second 3 a trip or 2 ago, I watched him go over to Coach Snow, and Coach Snow just clapped his hands and encouraged him. So Coach Snow's good with it.
He has to continue to be aggressive because they don't have that many kids with that mindset, so he has to continue to pull the trigger. Meanwhile, he made all 3 of his free throws.
So that could help kind of get him into a groove as he knocked them all down, making it 19-14, a 5-point lead for the Cougars as they bring it up court. Brody Markley slipped into the lineup, number 11. He has it on the right wing, looks in the corner to Dodson. Dodson makes a move on the right baseline, stops, pops, jumper, no good. Bergman tipped the rebound, but grabbing it is Will for Neoga. Got it to Richards, who kept it away from Markley. Now they fire it up court to Sheehan, and Dodson read it, steals the pass, drives for the layup. He got it as he's fouled.
Well, that's a tough sequence for Neoga. It's a lazy pass that Dodson read all the way, gets the steal, and then on the other end, Richards fouls him on the shot. but doesn't foul him hard enough to keep it from going. So Dodson with a chance at the three-point play. That is the first foul of the game against Neoga.
You can kind of see the foul developing as Richards was going for the block shot, and he's blocked a lot of shots in this tournament, but Dodson just has another level that he seems to be able to elevate to, and he took advantage of it there. Free throw on the way for Dodson is good, so he connects from the line. I've got him with 6 now. There's a whole bunch of players with 6 points in this game. 22-14 with a minute to play as South Central leads this one by 8, matching their largest lead of the first quarter. Out top, it's Reynolds. Reynolds looks to Letterly on the wing. They go high post to Richards. Turn around 15-footer at the elbow of the free throw line is good. Quentin Richards with 7, make the 22-16. 6-point lead for the Cougars with 40 seconds to play in the quarter. See how aggressive the Cougars want to be here, working against the Neoga zone. Right now, they're just holding it on the perimeter. Blake Doring is directing traffic as Markley gets it back out top to Bonara. He flips it over on the side to Max Magnus, who came in at a dead ball, wearing number 14. 15 seconds on the clock. Magnus now dribbles to the center circle and looks to set things up. Gets it back to Bonara, to Magnus, to Bonara. 6 seconds on the clock. Takes it across the top of the key. They look in the corner for Magnus. Magnus to Bonara. He's going to have to take a 3 from the wing. They say it's after the clock expired. It did not go in, was well off the mark, but it wouldn't have counted even if it did. After one quarter, though, it's South Central 22, Neoga 16. NTC tournament action on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
The attorneys and staff of Taylor Law Offices welcome the teams and players to the National Trail Conference Boys Basketball Tournament. Taylor Law Offices hopes that everyone enjoys the competition.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Diedrich Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the NTC tournament. Good luck to all of our area teams. Diedrich Bank, live for today, bank for tomorrow, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
(22-16), South Central leads Neoga. Here's the stats.
Neoga 5 for 9 from the field in that first quarter. 5 out of 5 at the free throw line. 1 for 4 on its three-pointers. South Central shot well also. 8 for 15 from the field. Made its only free throw. 5 of 8 on its three-pointers. Neoga out-rebounded South Central 7-4, but had 4 turnovers. South Central did not turn it over once in the quarter.
So they have the ball to start the second quarter. They work a lob for Dodson on the back side of the defense. He kind of got undercut as he went up for the catch, and so it'll be a foul on the Indians.
I think Trey Sheehan was the guy in the neighborhood. It was him picking up his first, Neoga second, and Dodson showing how much he can elevate on that play.
Now they inbound the ball to him as he cut down the lane, made a catch, made a shot. It's no good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for a couple of free throws.
I mean, it's no secret who the offense runs through for South Central, even though they got a lot of contributions from different guys in that first quarter. They still want to get it in Dodson's hands, and he draws the foul on Braden Letterly, his first.
Free throw up and good for Dodson. He has 7 in the ball game. As want to mention that Briar Hennessy, 6'2" senior, is on the court for Neoga as they give Quentin Richards a break at the beginning of the second period. Here's the next from Dodson. It's good as well. So he has 8, making it 24-16, an 8-point lead again for the Cougars. Letterly in backcourt with Hennessy. They get it across the timeline to Titus. Reynolds is also on the bench for the Indians.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who steps up and plays aggressively on the offensive end of the floor for Neoga with this lineup on the court.
Letterly in the corner with it. Spins it out top to Hennessy. Hennessy moves to the center circle. Leaves it over on the wing to Titus. He's way out on the right side. Goes in the corner to Hennessy. He's double-teamed. Got it back to Titus. Across to Letterly. Letterly looks for Titus in the left corner. Trap, dribbles around it, got it out top to Letterly, to Hennessy. Really forcing the offense out on the perimeter to start with, and now a cross-court pass read by Dodson. He got the steal, drives for the layup, and he puts it up and in.
Neoga's going to have to swing it around a little faster if you want to beat that over pursuance as South Central gets another steal before I can even finish the thought.
And again, it's Dodson as he picked off a pass at the timeline and drives for another layup opportunity. This time he's fouled. He couldn't get it to go.
Coach Snow's seen enough. He's going to get his two seniors back out on the floor. Landon Titus picking up his first, Neoga's fourth, and Dodson back to the free throw line for a couple more.
Charity shot is up. It's off the side of the rim, no good. So the lead remains 10, 26-16, as checking back in is Reynolds and Richards, as you mentioned. Hennessy and Letterly will have a seat. So it looks like the starting five, I believe, is back out there for Neoga. It appears to be the same now for South Central as well. Free throw up this time is good. So Dodson splits the pair. He has 11, and the lead's 11 for the Cougars. Neoga brings it up court. Titus has it, gets it to Richards. Richards over to Reynolds, back in the middle to Sheehan. Now to Richards, top of the key three, no good. Dodson snags the rebound at the rim, brings it up the left side and flips it to Benara, who crosses the timeline in the center circle. Leaves it with Anderson out top. Anderson to Dodson, right side. Back out top, Watwood over to Anderson, left wing. Anderson holds, looks, now finds Dodson in the left corner. Back to Anderson, around top to Watwood. And again to Anderson, who looks to Coach Doring, gets some instructions, and now they go again. Watwood on the wing. Anderson out top. Over to Dodson, left wing. Three is up and good. Aiden Dodson with 14, and it's 30-16 in favor of South Central. Now Raheem Anderson pesters Titus and knocks it loose. It goes to the floor, and they're scrambling for it. Anderson with a great amount of hustle, but the Cougars just couldn't secure that ball before it got out of bounds on the sideline.
Almost the third Neoga turnover of the quarter and their seventh of the game, but they will retain possession. They really need to get a little something going here in the second quarter.
6 minutes to play in the period as Reynolds holds it out top. Now has picked up his dribble, gets it on the side, or rather out top to Titus, who moves to the side. Now across to Reynolds, way out on the left wing at the volleyball line. They're playing catch out top there. Now they get it baseline to Will, to Reynolds. Reynolds in the lane. Sheehan, turnaround jumper from 15, rattles up and bounces through. So Trey Sheehan with 8 and a timeout taken with 5:34 to play in the second quarter. It's South Central 30, Neoga 18, back in 30 seconds on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
It's cold outside, but at McMahon Meats, we have a convenient drive-up window so you can stay in.
Attorneys and staff of Taylor Law Offices welcome the teams and players to the National Trail Conference Boys Basketball Tournament. Taylor Law Offices hopes that everyone enjoys the competition.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance.
Online at McMahonMeats.com or visit us on Facebook. McMahon Meats, where quality and convenience meet tradition.
5:34 to play in the second quarter, 30-18. South Central leads Neoga here in the seventh-place game of the NTC tournament.
Yeah, Neoga just got a much-needed bucket. Coach Snow takes the timeout just to talk a few things over. Trey Sheehan, 8 points. He's doing his part. They're going to need to get some contributions elsewhere.
Neoga switching to a man-to-man defense here this trip. I believe it's the first time we've seen it tonight out of the Indians. As the Cougars look backdoor, try to lob it to Dodson. That was even too tall for him, and it goes out of bounds.
First turnover of the game for South Central, so almost 11 minutes in, and they finally give it up.
Indians looking to bring it up court. They get it in the middle of the court to Sheehan, who flips it back to Richards. Now across the timeline they go to Reynolds. Reynolds surveys the 1-2-2 zone, gets it across to Titus, back to Reynolds. Reynolds for another deep three, and this one rattles out. No good. Dodson grabs the rebound, pushes it up court, takes it on the right side. Now they get it to Anderson, around to Watwood, left wing. Watwood gets the screen, takes it to the top of the key where he finds Benara, hands it to him. Now he goes to the wing to Anderson, out top. They swing it to Smith. Smith holds it high, leaves it with Dodson as he sets him a little screen. Dodson moves to the top of the key, leaves it with Benara. Now they go to Watwood. Watwood drives the baseline, and as he made a move, a foul is whistled against Neoga.
Yeah, I think Brady Reynolds holding on to him a little bit as he tried to get to the baseline there. That's going to be Reynolds' first, Neoga's 15th foul, but nobody with multiple infractions as of yet.
Anderson checks out. Brody Markley checks back in for South Central as they inbounds the ball from the baseline to Dodson. He has it in the corner, got it out to Markley on the right wing. Markley Tries to make a move. Titus right there with him. Instead, gets it out top to Benara. Over to Dodson. Deep left wing three. Left that one short. Rebound, Benara. Neoga had boxed out, but nobody went for the ball. Benara did, and he eventually got it. So another opportunity for the Cougars as they find Watwood on the right wing. Out top to Benara. Benara's going to drive to the left baseline. It's cut off. Got it to Markley. Markley goes into the lane. Out to Watwood on the wing in the corner to Dodson. Dodson on the right side. Gets a screen and roll with Smith. Dodson flips it to Smith. Smith underneath. Can't get the shot to go as Neoga recovered defensively, and Reynolds grabbed the rebound. Ahead to Titus. Back center circle to Reynolds. Reynolds walks towards the top of the key with a couple of dribbles. Now gets it back to Titus. Again to Reynolds. Reynolds moves to the top of the key to Titus. To Will. Inside to Sheehan. Sheehan leans in. Shot no good. Richards had a chance at the rebound. It's knocked away from him, and Benara picks it up. He brings it to the left side all the way up the court, down to the baseline. Now leaves it back out to Watwood. Watwood tries to drive in a crowd, got it knocked loose, but there's Benara to pick it up. He goes baseline, gets under the basket, sends it out to Markley, and Markley buries the right wing three.
They have got three-pointers from 4 different kids now. That's tough to deal with defensively, whatever you're doing.
33-18 with 3:08 to play in the first half. South Central with the 15-point lead. Neoga's trying to cut into it. They've got it with Richards. He splits defenders, goes down as Watwood and Smith were both in the vicinity.
Like Smith's going to get it. His first, third for the Cougars. And they say it was on the floor before Richards put up the shot. He tried to throw one up and maybe see what he could do about getting himself to the line, but no such luck.
Luke Keller in the ball game for Neoga, making his first appearance, wearing number 15. Inbound goes to Sheehan, right back to Reynolds. Reynolds works to the baseline, 10-footer, a little strong, and the rebound grabbed out of there by Seth Bergman, who just checked back for the Cougars. They get it to Dodson. Dodson brings it up the right side. Richards right there with him, challenges the shot. Dodson left it short. Rebound Neoga. 2:40 on the clock as a pass is picked off again at the center circle by Dodson. Drives for the left-handed layup, and he sticks it up and in.
Boy, Dodson has done that a lot. Neoga's going to get a timeout to talk it over.
It'll be a 60-second break. Well, they signaled 30, but we'll see. 2:34 to play in the second quarter. It's 35-18 in favor of South Central here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Sarah Bush Lincoln is honored and committed to care for the medical needs of the community. Its orthopedic excellence is recognized by the Joint Commission Certificate of Distinction for Total Hip and Knee Replacement. See us at one of our locations.
Keep warm this winter with a Carrier furnace from Probst Refrigeration in downtown Effingham.
.234 to play in the first half of action as South Central is just methodically pulled away from Neoga here in this first half.
Yeah, it's forcing just enough turnovers. Aiden Dodson has been wreaking some havoc out there at the top, and they're playing some press defense that's just making it a little more difficult for Neoga to get the ball down the floor.
They do it this time. They get it to Richards at the elbow of the free throw line. He turns around and knocks down another jumper. He has 9 in the ball game. It cuts it to 15, 35-20. Changes made for South Central as holding it out top is, Bergman. Bergman to Benara. Benara to Markley. Over to Watwood on the right side. Fakes the three, drives into the lane, leaves it with Benara. He steps around the defender, puts up a 15-footer. It's no good. Rebound position for Sheehan, and they pushed him in the back to try to get to the ball, did the Cougars.
Yeah, Jacob Smith going over the back there.
So Rakeem Anderson came in, replacing Dodson at the timeout with 1:50 on the clock. Neoga's going to try to get a little closer.
And I lied about that foul. That was actually Seth Bergman picking up his first.
Indians swinging it to Titus. Now to Reynolds, left wing. He moves to the top of the key, holds high, gets it to Titus. Baseline, Luke Keller. Keller holds, the sophomore, got it back out to fellow sophomore, Landon Titus. Now to Reynolds, around the defense, gets into the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Richards, an offensive rebound. His putback is missed, but Richards will head to the line for a couple.
Neoga has rebounded well in the game, and Richards showing that there. He has a chance to get himself into double figures as another foul against Bergman will put the Neoga senior on the line.
And the break for Aiden Dodson's about to be over. First free throw rattles out, no good for Richards. And Dodson is going to check in for Markling. So Richards will try to cut into the South Central lead again. He looked a little surprised that first one missed. Here's the next one. That one is good. So Richards, 1 of 2 at the line. He has 10, and it's 35-21 with 1-2-3 showing on the second quarter clock. Cougars bring it up court. They leave it with Dodson. Dodson at the center circle, goes to Anderson left wing. High post, they go to Bergman. Now Dodson cuts to the right side. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound Richards. Richards to Reynolds. Reynolds across the timeline with a pass to Titus down into the right corner. He's double-teamed. Passes it to Reynolds. Reynolds holds high. Now puts the dribble down. Had it knocked away for a second, but got it back. They get it to Sheehan. Skip pass to Reynolds. He's on the right side. Reynolds looks for Keller in the corner. Back out top to Reynolds. Reynolds gets it to Richards, who's kind of posting up at the high post. Shot from 12, no good. Rebound taken by Benara. So with 35 seconds to play in the half, South Central, I'm sure, will hold for the last shot here if they can. Neoga in the man-to-man. They're hounding Watwood out on the perimeter. He leaves it with Dodson, and they're just working a weave with Benara. Benara picked up by Keller. Moves to the center circle. Now he flips it to Watwood on the right side. Right back to Benara with 10 seconds on the clock. He looks to get things started as he goes to the left wing. Now he's picked up his dribble. Tried to get it into the lane. The pass was a little off target. Neoga gets the steal, and players on the floor can't really do anything with it. Dodson did get the ball back, but he can't get a shot away before the buzzer. So as the teams head into the locker room, it's South Central 35, Neoga 21. You're listening to NTC tournament action in the 7th place game, our first of 3 this afternoon on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be personalized to best fit your needs. Learn more at Wet Pools and Spas today.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's Christmas Classic. Good luck, area teams, from the family.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy.
Group halftime show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
Well, I look to my right, I see the Windsor Sioux Strong Hatchets. I look to my left, I see the St. Elmo Brownstown Eagles. They will be the next teams to take the court in the Consolation Championship. That comes your way after this 7th place game wraps up between South Central and Neoga. It's South Central 35, Neoga 21. South Central exploded, knocking down 5 threes, I believe, in the first quarter. They had a total of 22 points in that period. Then they followed that up with 13 more points to have the 35-21 lead, as Neoga had 16 in the first quarter, but only 5 points in that second period of action. as South Central was able to pull away for a lead of as many as 17 in this contest, and they currently lead by 14 at the half. Individually, Aiden Dodson again is on a tear this week. He has 16 points to lead all scorers, 6 points apiece for Rakeem Anderson and Ethan Watwood, 3 points for Brody Markley, and 2 apiece for Anthony Bonara and Seth Bergman. Max Magnus has also seen the court in this one for the Cougars. For the Neoga Indians, they're led by Quentin Richards again with 10 points, Trey Sheehan with 8, Brady Reynolds has 3. Those 3 players have done all the scoring for Neoga at this point. That's Landon Titus, Caden Will, Briar Hennessy, Braden Letterly, and Luke Keller have all played for Neoga in the first half. We're going to take a quick break, come back with Dustin Stats, and get you set for the second half of action here at the NTC Tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
You've got me. Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun.
Sarah Bush Lincoln is honored and committed to care for the medical needs of the community. Its orthopedic excellence is recognized by the Joint Commission Certificate of Distinction for Total Hip and Knee Replacement. See us at one of our locations.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
35-21, the halftime score as South Central leads Neoga, and Dustin has the numbers.
All right, thanks, Matt. Neoga trailing this game. They shot 41% in the first half, 7 of 17 from the field, also hit 6 of 7 free throws. That's 85.7%. Just 1 for 6 on the three-pointer, 16.5% there. South Central, though, 12 of 24 from the field and even 50%. They hit 4 of 5 free throws, 80% there. And here's a number that jumps out at you. 7 of 11 on the three-pointer.
Wow.
64% three-point shooting. You'll take that any old day. Neoga out-rebounded South Central 12-10, but the Cougars only had 2 turnovers to Neoga's 8 in the first half. For Neoga, 10 points for Quentin Richards. He was 4 for 7 from the field, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Trey Sheehan, 8 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 out of 2 at the free throw line. And Brady Reynolds, he was 0 for 6 from the field, but did have a 3 for 3 trip to the free throw line for his 3 tallies. Nobody else has even attempted a shot for Neoga. Landon Titus, Caden Will, Braden Letterly, Briar Hennessy, Luke Keller. None of them have put up a shot despite seeing action for the Indians. For South Central, Aiden Dodson, well on his way to another great game. 16 points on 5 of 13 shooting, 4 out of 5 at the free throw line. Then a half dozen for Rakeem Anderson and Ethan Watwood. Each of them hit a couple of three-pointers. Anderson was 2 for 2 from the field. Watwood, 2 out of 3. Also 3 points for Brody Markley. He was 1 for 1 from the field. And that was a triple, of course. You had 2 points for Anthony Bonara, 1 for 3 from the field. Seth Bergman hit the only shot he took for his 2 points. Jacob Smith 0 for 1 from the field. And Max Magnus hasn't attempted a shot yet. So those guys are both scoreless. But at halftime, it is South Central with the 14-point lead, 35-21 over Neoga.
Thank you very much, Dustin, as we work our way through this afternoon session of the 87th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament, as it's South Central leading 35-21 at the half. We'll take a break, come back with the second half of action here in the 7th place game of the NTC Tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be personalized to best fit your needs. Learn more at Wet Pools and Spas today.
(35-21) the score here at the half. South Central leading Neoga in this 7th place game of the boys NTC basketball tournament. And Dustin just had an update for us.
Yeah, Neoga girls are at Robinson. They just played a game that finished up 58-52. They got the win. That's a pretty solid Robinson team. So the Neoga girls get a road win. I think that's win number 24 on the season for the Neoga girls. So they are they're rolling, and good road victory for them. Their boys have a little bit of work to do, though, as they're trailing by 14 here at halftime.
Yes, indeed. And we look at the numbers, and according to our numbers, Aiden Dodson is 5 points away from scoring 100 points in this tournament. Again, caveat, he will have played 4 games, but you're averaging 25 points a game in the NTC tournament. If you hit that 100-point mark, even if you do play 4 games, that is impressive. And with the caliber of teams this year, even though many of the games have been against lower-seeded teams, they're still good clubs.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, 25 points a game is 25 points a game, and it's not easy to do no matter who the competition is, because they're keying on you. They understand who the biggest threat is, and yet you're still able to get those shots to go. I mean, listen, I could go unguarded in a game and probably play 6 quarters and not score 25 points, and he is doing it against, again, good this conference tournament. I don't care about seedings. Lots of really strong 1A clubs here.
And you throw, like, for example, this Neoga team this year in a tournament at another time. 5 years ago, 5 years from now, they're probably a mid-seed.
I mean, especially with the top 2 scorers they've got, there's a lot of years where they would be a little more highly regarded within the conference. Neoga gets the basketball to get this second half started.
They're looking to score right away. They go high post to Richards. He had it knocked loose, and it's eventually taken away. Cougars force another turnover against Neoga.
Yeah, Neoga had 8 in the first half. South Central only surrendered the ball a couple of times, so a trend seems to be continuing early on here.
Dodson with the catch on the wing, moves to the baseline, leans back from a 16-footer. He left it short, and Titus grabs the rebound for Neoga. Got it to Reynolds, back to Titus, up the right side, goes all the way to the baseline, hands it to Will, out to Reynolds, right wing 3, in and out, no good. It's not like he's missing by a lot, but they just won't settle through the hoop very often for Brady today. Cougars up court to Watwood. Watwood gets a little screen, moves to the top of the key, looks out top there, and hands it off to Bergman. Bergman to Anderson, out to Benara. Benara across to Dodson, again to Bergman, top of the key. Now over to Watwood, right side. Watwood works the screen and roll with Bergman. Bergman with the catch, goes to the baseline, had it knocked loose. But Watwood's there to save it for the Cougars. Got it to Benara. He drives in the lane, stops, pops, little jumper, no good. And the rebound to Brady Reynolds for Neoga. So again, they're trailing by 14 as neither team has scored here in the first minute and a half of the third quarter. Neoga's Reynolds gets it on the side to Will. Back out to Reynolds. Top of the key, 3, short. Rebound, Bergman has it for South Central. Leaves it with Watwood, and he trots it up the right side and flips it back to the center circle for Benara. They go to Dodson, left wing. Out top to Anderson. Bounces it to Benara. To Dodson, cutting through the lane. Catches in the post. Turns. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound taken down by Richards.
He's trying to draw the contact on Richards. Richards stays straight up.
Richards got it up to Will. Back to Richards. He's on the left wing for a 3 after he reshuffles around the defender. Can't get it to go. And the rebound by Seth Bergman again for the Cougars.
Well, neither team able to get the lid off. They're both 0 for 3 to start this third quarter.
2 minutes into the period, Watwood has it out top for the Cougars. Gets it over to Bergman, right side at the top of the key. They're working a little flex offense, it appears. They find Dodson curling to the basket. This time he draws the contact and gets the whistle.
mean, it's pretty clear that that's what Dodson's looking for, getting in the lane. The last trip, again, Richards did a pretty good job of staying straight up, but this time gets caught leaning on him a little bit. That is Quentin's second foul of the game, Neoga's first of the half.
Dodson's free throw was up and good. He has 17 now in the ball game, leading all scorers once again. .5:42 on the clock. Dodson puts this one up, and it's good again. So he has 18, makes it 37-21, a 16-point lead for South Central. They're applying some pressure in backcourt. Neoga gets it across the timeline. They fire it baseline to Will. He's double-teamed, but he got it back to Titus on the left wing. He goes to the elbow with a free throw, with a pass to Quentin Richards. And from the elbow of the free throw line, Richards turns and knocks down the 15-footer.
I'm not sure Quentin ever got squared up to the basket there, but enough to knock that one down.
Anderson on the wing goes out top to Benara. Now to Dodson, top of the key. 5:11 to play in the third quarter as Dodson's working one-on-one against Will. Finds Benara at the free throw line, who backs it out and now resets from the top of the key. They get it to Watwood. Watwood with a little screen. Now drives into the lane, leans in, nothing doing. Got in the air, but got it to Anderson on the wing. He goes out to Benara. Benara made a catch, made a drive, got tied up, and the jump ball will keep it with South Central.
Neoga started off the game playing zone, switched to man sometime in the second quarter, and they are still playing that man defense and done a pretty good job of swarming to the ball and doing a good, making things tough on the Cougars.
Anderson with it out top after the inbounds from the baseline. Looks across for Watwood after they couldn't get anything going inside. Now to Benara. Benara across the way to Bergman. Bergman holds out top. One dribble and now finds Benara again on the left side of the top of the key. To the right side of the top of the key to Dodson. Now out top Anderson. Anderson to Watwood. Squares up for a three. It's off the rim, no good, and Will has the rebound. And as he tried to make an outlet pass, he was fouled.
Caden Will hasn't scored, but he has grabbed a couple of rebounds. And again, at times, guarding Dodson for Neoga. So it just goes to show that even if you're even if you're not scoring a lot of points, it doesn't mean you don't have important jobs out there.
Neoga trying to beat the pressure. Titus fires it ahead to Richards. Now to Will in the corner. Back out top, they find Reynolds. Drives, kicks it to Titus. Corner three, good. Landon Titus knocks down his first bucket of the ball game. He has three, and it's 37-26. The Neoga fans trying to get into it. They're back within 11.
Well, I'd like to see Landon Titus pull the trigger on that. They've been letting him have some open looks. He has not pulled the trigger. With Brady Reynolds struggling a little bit from long range, why not have somebody else see if they can get it going?
Dodson works opposite of the screen, forces his way into a crowd, and a blocking foul is whistled.
Dodson just athletic enough to get from the wing to the basket, even with defensive players in his face, and strong enough to get that shot up. That time the foul goes against Caden Will, his first, Neoga's second.
And it's so difficult to get squared up in front of him because he just can maneuver so quickly. As Dodson's free throw bounces off the rim, no good. So the score remains 37-26 with 3:43 to play in the third. Dodson takes a few dribbles, puts this one up, and it pops off. No good for Aiden. Rebound, Quentin Richards. When Neoga could get it down to single digits, if they get a bucket, they look inside to Sheehan. Stop, shot off the glass, good. They broke the pass, got it to the wing. Nice look from Will into Sheehan, and Sheehan scores.
So Neoga making a game of it, and Coach Doring wants to make sure that maybe it doesn't get any closer.
3:27 to play in the third quarter. It's 37-28, South Central leading Neoga. It'll be a 60-second break here at the NTC tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Andy's Health.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's Christmas Classic. Good luck, area teams, from the family at Geckner Brothers.
Keep warm this winter with a Carrier furnace from Probst Refrigeration in downtown Effingham.
Sarah Bush Lincoln is honored and committed to care for the medical needs of the community. Its orthopedic excellence is recognized by the Joint Commission Certificate of Distinction for Total Hip and Knee Replacement. See us at one of our locations.
Keep warm this winter with a Carrier furnace from Prupp's Refrigeration in downtown Effingham.
Well, Neoga, again, showing a lot of fight, just like they've done all tournament long.
Yeah, South Central still hasn't hit a field goal in the second half. We're at the 3:27 mark in the third quarter. They're 0 for 4 from the field. A couple of Aiden Dodson free throws are all they've got to show for the scoreboard so far.
Manara on the left wing, picks up his dribble, got a high post to Bergman. There's a backdoor cut to Dodson. Got the shot as he got hit from behind. That's a traditional play for this Cougar ball club, but it works.
Call that timeout. Say, let's run this set. And the biggest thing for Neoga here is that foul was against Quentin Richards, so that's number 3 for him.
3:15 to play in third. Free throw up, and this one's good for Dodson. So he has 21. We believe that gives him 100 for the tournament.
Quite an accomplishment.
Neoga looking to get across the timeline, trailing by 12. They find Reynolds on the right side. He brings it to the top of the key. Now to Titus. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds holds, moves to the top of the key, looks for Will on the right side, back out to Reynolds, steps around Anderson, gets into the lane, puts up a runner, no good, and flashing in for the rebound is Dodson. Now he's pushing it up the court, gets into the lane, stops, pops, jumper from 12, good. Aiden Dodson has scored 5 straight after that timeout, and the lead's back to 42-28. Indians have it with Reynolds, top of the key. They look to Titus right side. Back to Reynolds. High post to Richards. Richards between defenders. Moves for a shot in the lane. No good. Rebound tapped around, and Watwood has it for the Cougars. He's going to push it up court to Dodson on the right wing. Matched up with Reynolds this time. Dodson gets a screen from Bergman. Now fires it out top to Benara. Over to Anderson left side. Anderson, top of the key, Bergman to Watwood. Watwood on the right wing. Thought about a 3 for a second, but doesn't pull the trigger. They swing it to Dodson. Dodson moves into the lane, draws 4 defenders, got it out to Anderson. Titus recovers to him. He goes to Watwood. Watwood moves to the right corner, back out to Anderson after a pass from Bergman. Bergman got it to Anderson, now to Benara. Benara to Dodson. Dodson goes out to the center circle, had a little trouble with the dribble. Reynolds is right there hassling him, and he gets called for the offensive foul to Dodson.
Just the third turnover of the game for South Central, the first of the quarter. Reynolds frustrating him a little bit there as he took the charge.
So Seth Berkman checks out as Jacob Smith checks in. Markley also onto the court, replacing Anderson for South Central. Inbounds for Neoga goes to Sheehan. He's trapped right at the Coffin corner by the timeline and the sideline, and a jump ball is whistled.
Yeah, he ran up to catch that pass as Reynolds was covered up on the inbound play, but once he caught it, the trap was right there because he was on the wrong side of the timeline.
And now Reynolds takes the pass in backcourt, finds Titus. Titus on the right wing, back out top to Reynolds. They go free throw line to Richards. Nice look underneath to Sheehan, and Sheehan sticks it up and in. He has a dozen, and the lead's now a dozen for the Cougars. They have the ball and up 42-30.
Yeah, if you're Neoga, you need a couple of good possessions to close out this quarter, see if you can get within single digits going into that final frame.
Markley has it on the wing, looks out top for Smith. Jacob leaves it with Dodson. Dodson works right side. Now gets it back on the wing, out top to Benara. Benara behind the back dribble into the lane. Has a little trouble with it, but he safely got it to Watwood at the top of the key. He handed it out to Smith, right back to Watwood, now to Markley right wing. Titus right there with him, and there's another offensive foul whistled against the Cougars. That one might have been a little tough to take.
Yeah, I think that the Dodson foul was pretty much no doubt. That time, I'm not so sure Titus didn't just get his feet tangled up a little bit, but Markley put the shoulder down, so he picks up the foul and takes South Central's second turnover.
Max Magnus into the ball game for the Cougars as Neoga beats the press. They get it up court to Reynolds. Nice look underneath to Will. Will, reverse layup, good. Caden Will's first 2 points makes it a 10-point game with 35 seconds to play in the third.
Brady Reynolds hasn't scored a field goal tonight, but he does have 4 assists.
Jacob Smith with it out top. Now leaves it with Markley. Markley matched up with Titus. 25 seconds to play in the third quarter as they're at the center circle. Bouncing it on the wing for Smith. Smith gets it out top to Watwood. Watwood to Benara. Benara brings it back out top to the center circle. Will is there pestering him. Benara takes it to the left side, finds Markley on the wing. Little trouble with the catch, but he made it. Now he skips it across to Watwood. Watwood tries to get into the lane, draws a crowd, forces up a shot at the buzzer. It's no good as the third quarter comes to a close. After 3, Neoga's chopped into the lead a little. They trail by 10. It's South Central 42, Neoga 32. High school basketball on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Sarah Bush Lincoln is honored and committed to care for the medical needs of the community. Its orthopedic excellence is recognized by the Joint Commission Certificate of Distinction for Total Hip and Knee Replacement. See us at one of our locations.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
And Neoga outscored South Central 11-7 in that third quarter. The Indians 5 of 10 from the field, didn't shoot a free throw, made 1 of 4 threes. South Central just 2 of 7 from the field, 3 for 5 at the free throw line after going 7 of 11 on the three-pointers in the first half. Only shot 1 in the third quarter. They missed it.
So it's South Central ball. They lead by 10. Starters appear to be on the court for both teams here to begin the fourth quarter as Benara makes the catch on the wing, leaves it with Watwood. 3 is up, no good. Rebound Sheehan for Neoga, and they can get it to single digits this trip. Reynolds crosses the timeline, looks over the 1-2-2 zone of South Central. They've primarily been in that all game. Reynolds holds it high, gets it to Richards at the free throw line. All of a sudden, the defense just leaves him. Richards finds himself open from 10. So open, he was surprised and couldn't hit the shot. But Neoga tracks down the rebound. Titus got it to Reynolds. Reynolds in the corner to Richards, tries to work around a man, got bumped and fouled along the baseline.
Yeah, driving that left baseline and holding on to him with Seth Bergman. He got the step on Bergman. Seth picks up his third. That's the 4th team foul for the Cougars.
Reynolds looking to get the ball inbounded. He's going to lob it to Richards at the elbow of the free throw line. Goes Reynolds on the wing. 3 is way long, but Sheehan's there for the rebound. Put back. It's good. Ray Sheehan has 14, and Neoga's within 8, 42-34.
Neoga has rebounded well in this game. You mentioned it. They don't have a ton of size and aren't going to outreach anybody, but they've done a good job on the glass today.
Benara around a man, drives into the lane, leaves it with Dodson out on the perimeter. Dodson has Will flash out at him, and a bump and a block is whistled against the Indians.
Coach Snow worked up on the sideline there. Thought maybe that contact was mostly incidental, but Caden Will picks up his second, Neoga's 4th.
He went and had a quick seat just to make sure that he stayed out of trouble, I think.
Well, we haven't even mentioned that he's coaching against his alma mater, and
That's
you know
true.
These games always mean a little bit more.
South Central working the ball in from the sideline. They have it out top. They hand it to Dodson. Dodson on the left side, cut off this time by Sheehan with the help defense. He goes to Anderson baseline. Anderson with a tough catch has to bring it back out to the perimeter. Moves all the way to the top of the key and leaves it with Benara to Watwood left side. Watwood passes it out top to Bergman. Bergman leaves it with Dodson. Dodson has Sheehan on him, lobs it underneath for Bergman. Catching traffic, left the shot short, but the rebound tapped out of bounds by Neoga Sheehan. So it'll stay with the Cougars.
Bergman had, they had him for a layup. He just found himself a little too far under the basket, I guess. Pinned that one against the rim, but it goes out of bounds off a couple of white jerseys.
Benara makes a tough catch and shot and somehow got it to go. Looked like there was contact, but no call. But Benara got it anyway. That's his 4th point of the night, and it pushes the lead back to 10 with 6:11 to play in the contest. And we have a 30-second timeout taken by the Cougars. You're listening to the NTC Tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Cold outside? At McMahon Meats, we have a convenient drive-up window so you can stay in your warm car while we do the shopping. Call ahead at 217-813-6054. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
South Central going to fly some full court 1-2-2. They lead by 10 again, 44-34 with 6 minutes to play in the contest. Richards and Reynolds playing catch and backcourt. Reynolds gets it across the timeline, back to Richards, center circle, over to Titus, left wing. Out top to Reynolds. He fires a three. It's off the mark. Rebound, Bonera tracks it down. He has it for the Cougars. A couple of Indians around him. He waits for them to clear, as now he'll dribble it up court.
Boy, if Reynolds could ever get one to fall, it would just be a lift for Neoga, I think. But he's still got a goose egg from three-point range.
Bonera out top with it. Works around Will. Now finds Dodson. Corner three. Hits the front of the rim. No good. Anderson and Reynolds battle for the board, and Reynolds comes up with it for Neoga. He brings it up the right side. Got it in the corner to Richards, who's immediately double-teamed by Bonera and Dodson. But he passes out of it. Got it in the lane to Will. Will, though, got sandwiched between a couple of Cougars and lost the handle for a turnover for Neoga, their first of the quarter. Dodson works his way up court, gets into the lane, throws up a shot in the crowd, no good. Rebound, Richards. Richards pushes it ahead to Sheehan, across to Titus, baseline to Will. Will back to Titus, fires the three, got it again. Landon Titus has hit a couple of threes in the second half, and it's a 7-point ball game, 44-37.
Shoot the ball, young man. You're open. Take the shot.
Bonera is going to get it across the timeline. Pass made it to Dodson. Richards almost got there. Dodson has to give it up. They go to Bonera on the right wing. He's working around Will, gets into the lane. Now is cut off by a pair of Indians, and they send it to Bergman. Neoga bench, enthusiastic, as Anderson works out of a double team, and he slammed into Richards, and Richards hits the deck hard, and he is slow to get up.
Yeah, got to be a little worrisome. He rolled around for a second, got back up on his feet, though.
I wonder if it knocked the wind out of him.
Could be.
It looked like it hit him in the midsection.
Yeah, he's got his hands up on his head like, he's trying to catch his breath. That would be the best-case scenario.
He recovers quickly. Nice to be 17. As Neoga works the ball inbounds, they got it to Reynolds, ahead to Will. Now a runner from Sheehan in the lane. Left it short. Rebound, Bergman. Bergman got it to Bonera. Bonera to Anderson. Anderson swings it up court quickly to Dodson. Dodson on the wing, drives the baseline, leans in, got hit from behind on a shot, and a foul is whistled, sending Dodson back to the charity stripe.
Trey Sheehan going to be the one whistled for the foul. There were 3 white jerseys around Dodson, and that just shows you what kind of a player he is, that he can elude all of those guys and still get the shot up, and all you can do is hack it.
Dodson back at the free throw line for a couple with 4:10 to play in the ball game, and that one is nothing but net. Dodson with 24 tonight.
And when a game comes down to this and you feel that lead slipping away, that's the kind of player you need on your team that he can put you on your back and he can get himself to the basket or get himself to the free throw line.
Max Magnus back into the ball game for the Cougars. He replaces Anderson. Meanwhile, Dodson puts the free throw up and it rattles home. 46-37, a 9-point game as South Central drops back in, they're still in the 1-2-2. They just extended it a little bit. Reynolds to Titus. Titus back to Reynolds, top of the key. They find Richards at the elbow. I think he wanted to make a pass down to Sheehan, but good defense there by Bergman forces the jump ball.
And really, Neoga does that offensively. They cut a lot, just didn't see it in time.
3:54 to play in the fourth quarter. Neoga takes a timeout. It's South Central 46, Neoga 37. 7th place game in the NTC tournament on Classic Hit 97.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be personalized to best fit your needs. Learn more at Wet Pools and Spas today.
Jansen's Heating and Air is giving you...
Hey, Troy, are you a numbers guy?
I'm doing a commercial.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be personalized to best fit your needs. Learn more at Wet Pools and Spas today.
With the ball, they trail by 9, but they're inbounding from underneath their basket. Richards is looking, finds Sheehan. Sheehan's open from 10, left the shot a little strong, and Benara on the weak side grabs the rebound. He rushes it up the left side. Titus over to cut him off. Almost got the steal, but he couldn't control it before it got out of bounds.
Yeah, got the ball loose, but couldn't get a hold of it. Feeling about having some what-if feelings as he slapped the hands together after almost collecting that steal.
From the sideline, Watwood's looking, he's looking. Finally gets it to Magnus right along the sideline ahead of a 5-second count. He moves to the center circle. Titus is there with him. They bounce it to Benara. Benara looks across to Bergman on the right side. Nothing doing inside, so he goes left wing to Watwood. Watwood directs some traffic. Now gets it to Bergman on the right side to Magnus. Magnus into the lane, bounces it baseline to Dodson. Dodson kicks it out to Watwood for 3. Shots off the mark. Rebounds on the floor, and we've got a bump and a foul whistled against South Central.
And so Brady Reynolds going for that rebound, gets knocked to the floor as he collects it. It's going to be the 6th team foul for the Cougars, and it's Ethan Watwood's first of the game.
Steve Boswell, the official, has a quick chat with Blake Doring, explaining what he saw, as now Neoga gets it across the timeline. Trapped along the sideline was Reynolds. Ball knocked loose, but Will's there to get it for the Indians. Sends it out to Richards, now to Reynolds. A deep 3, no good. Rebound, Dodson up for the board.
Dodson's 5th rebound to go with his boatload of points today.
He gets it to Benara, who crosses the timeline. They pass it to Watwood, top of the key. He looks left side for Bergman. Bergman to Magnus. Magnus gets it to Dodson. Richards almost got there for the steal, was a step late. Now Dodson looks in the corner for Bergman, open for 3. Shot no good. Reynolds the rebound. Still a 9-point game, but 2.5 minutes to play. Reynolds works his way up court, forces up a shot, and he got it.
That's his first field goal of the game, but it gets Neoga within 7, and they needed it.
2:22 to play. Benara handles, working against Will. Behind the back dribble, gets into the lane, draws a crowd, leaves it with Magnus. Corner 3, good. Max Magnus hits a big bucket for South Central, pushing the lead back to 10, 49-39. With 2:13 to play in the contest, we'll take a 60-second break. You're listening to Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
The attorneys and staff of Taylor Law Offices welcome the teams and players to the National Trail Conference Boys Basketball Tournament. Taylor Law Offices hopes that everyone enjoys the competition.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Diedrich Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the NTC tournament. Good luck to all of our area teams. Diedrich Bank, live for today, bank for tomorrow, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Well, 49-39 the score, 2:13 to play in the fourth as South Central has established the double-digit lead again.
Well, big three-pointer for Max Magnus. He had not shot in the game. After going 7 of 11 from three-point range in the first half, South Central hadn't hit one in the second half. He's now the 5th different player for them to hit a three-pointer in this game.
Neoga across the timeline with 2 minutes to play. They have it with Titus left side. The clock is as much of an enemy as the Cougars right now. Reynolds squares up for a 3 from out top, and he got it.
Well, he's never quit shooting despite the fact that it's been a tough day, and he gets one to go there, and now a big defensive possession for Neoga.
Benara into the lane, finds Anderson open for 3, but elects not to take it. With 1:45 on the clock, the Cougars looking to kill a little more time here maybe. Benara has it now, leaves it with Bergman. Neoga still in that man-to-man. They've been that way since the second quarter as Watwood comes to get a pass out top, sends it over to Dodson. Dodson to Anderson. Anderson spins, looks for Benara.
Neoga still with a foul to give, by the way.
Benara spins, puts up a shot, got it to go. It wasn't easy from about the free throw line, but he made it pay, and it's a 9-point lead for the Cougars, 51-42. Titus on the right side. Gets it out top to Reynolds. Reynolds working on Anderson. Got stripped, but its ball is knocked loose. Went to Will. Will found Richards in the lane. Shot no good. Rebound loose on the floor. Bodies hitting the deck. Anderson, Reynolds, Titus all down there. The jump ball will give it to South Central with 59.3 seconds to play.
Everybody understanding, how important it is to come away with that basketball, and Anderson went to the floor to get it, and we're going to get another timeout here.
59.3 seconds on the clock. 51-42 the score. South Central leading Neoga. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
A tumble on Washington Savings Bank is here for you through every stage of life. We make banking easy and convenient.
Cold outside? At McMahon Meats, we have a convenient drive-up window so you can stay in your warm car while we do the shopping. Call ahead at 217-813-6054. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be...
51-42 the score. South Central with the ball. They lead by 9. 59.3 seconds to play in the fourth.
Well, Neoga will press them, of course, trying to create a turnover here. And again, the Indians have a foul to give before going to the bonus.
Inbounds goes to Watwood. Watwood is bumped by Reynolds as he tried to bring it up court. And there's the foul to give.
Yeah, they get it as quickly as they can. That's his second. Again, Neoga's sixth. So now both teams will be in the bonus.
So now Anderson will inbounds from the sideline. In backcourt, he flips it to Watwood. Watwood double team, splits out of it. There's a reach and a foul whistle.
Efficient job anyway, making sure that you get that foul called. That's the only problem for Neoga is that Quentin Richards is the guy who reaches in there and gets it. So he's got 4. And again, there's only less than a minute to go, but still.
Judging by the reactions of everybody from Neoga, they weren't trying to give a foul, at least in that spot. But the free throw is up and good for Watwood. He has his 7th point in the ball game.
Hadn't scored since the first quarter, but cans that free throw and gets the bonus here.
Here is the next one. It's nothing but net this time. He has 8, and the lead's back to 11, 53-42. 50 seconds on the clock as Richards runs it up court. Got it to Titus, left wing 3. He hits again. Landon Titus with 9 makes it 53-45. Inbounds to Watwood, and he's fouled in backcourt. Richards was there, so was Titus. I think Titus.
However this goes for Neoga, I hope that this is a game where Landon Titus understands, if you've got that opening to put it up, go for it, because your team needs another person who's willing to score, and he's 3 for 3 on his three-pointers today.
Yep, young player, getting a lot of valuable experience here at the NTC tournament. Meanwhile, Watwood at the line for a 1-and-1 hits the first. So he has 9. Cougars are putting the ball in his hand, and you can kind of see why here late in the game. This one's up, and it's good. So Watwood hit them both. He has 10, and now Brody Markley's going to come into the ball game, replacing Rakeem Anderson. So the inbounds from Richards to Titus, tapped right back to Richards. He brings it to the top of the key, gets into the lane, stops, pops, 15-footer good. As Quentin Richards connects, he has 14, and it's 55-47. And now in backcourt, the inbounds to Watwood, and again he's fouled.
Well, he's 4 for 4 so far, so, you just got to get whoever you can get. But right now it seems like for the Indians, probably the person you'd rather not see at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's still a 1-and-1, just the team's 9th, right?
That's correct.
So Watwood puts the first up, nothing but net.
That's the thing. On these free throws he's shot so far, he hasn't even rattled one in. They have all just been swish, swish, swish.
So we'll see what happens here as this free throw's up off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound to Richards. Richards runs it up court. 56-47 the score as he hands it to Reynolds. Reynolds goes into the lane, crashes into somebody as he put up a shot, and they're going to call it an offensive foul.
Okay, I was going to say I was looking at Boswell on the baseline because I thought he made the call, but I do agree with it. Brady Reynolds was the charge there.
But you like the aggressive nature of it. Got to make something happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to go. You got to go headlong in there. You don't have time to be dainty about it.
Watwood sprints to the ball, makes the catch in the corner. He looks to pass it up court. His pass is knocked loose as bodies are hitting the floor. Meanwhile, Anderson comes out of a scramble with the ball, and now he is fouled before he got a pass away, and it looks like Rakeem Anderson's going to go to the line for a couple of free throws.
Double bonus now for South Central, so Anderson will get to shoot a pair. That's the fourth foul against Landon Titus, who about probably 90 seconds of action ago only had one foul, but he's been the designated fouler.
Now we've got a technical foul whistled against Neoga here as well.
Apparently the technical must have been against him too. That's the only other explanation I could come up with. They just put his fifth foul on the board, so.
So Anderson's going to be at the line. He's shooting the foul shots first.
I guess it is against the bench.
Yep. So Anderson, these are the foul shots. So he puts the first one in. He has 7, pushing the lead to 10 with 16 and a half seconds to play.
I still thought Landon only had 3 fouls when he committed that one, but it doesn't really matter.
This one's up and good. He hit them both. He has 8. And now Dodson replaced Anderson at the line.
To
shoot the Tex. And I think Coach Doring said, you just made 2. Why did you leave? But Dodson steps up and left the free throw short.
You can't blame somebody for deferring to Aiden Dodson, but then he misses the first of the 2.
Here's the second technical shot. That one's good. So he has 26 in the ball game. And South Central, of course, still has the ball. Titus is limping towards the locker room.
It seems to be favoring the left leg a little bit.
So with 16 seconds left, the ball goes inbounded in the backcourt, and that's going to do it, as the Cougars are just going to run it out, and Neoga's going to let them. But it was, again, a good effort by the Indians. They fall short to a very good South Central Cougars ball club. South Central wins the 7th-place game of the 87th Annual NTC Tournament by a score of 59-47. As we'll chat with the coaches, we'll have Dustin's stats, and then we'll get ready for Game 2 of 3 in this afternoon session of the 87th Annual NTC Tournament. Coming up next, it's the Consolation Championship between the St. Elmo Brownstown Eagles and the Windsor Sioux Straws Hatchets. That's ahead here on Classic Hits, 97.9 XFM.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle,
This is the Farm Credit Illinois postgame show. Farm Credit Illinois, assisting farmers for over 100 years.
The Windsor Sioux Straws Hatchets take the court as the St. Elmo Brownstown Eagles now will emerge from the locker room. Those are the 2 combatants for the Consolation Championship game that's coming up. But first, we have to wrap up the 7th-place game. That, again, was an entertaining contest that saw South Central get the 12-point win, 59-47, as the Cougars jumped out, scored 22 in the first quarter, had 13 in the second quarter, only 7 in the third quarter, but bounced back with 17 in the fourth quarter to finish out the victory over Neoga, as Neoga had 16 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter, 11 points in the third quarter, and wrapped up with 15 points as they fall to 7-17 on the season. South Central improves to 17-9 on the campaign. Leading all scorers once again, Aiden Dodson finished with 26 in this contest, puts him over 100 points for the tournament in the 4 games for the Cougars. Ethan Watwood also in double figures with 11. Rakeem Anderson had 8 points. Anthony Bonara, again, a solid game with 6 points. Max Magnus with 13. Brody with 3. But a big 3 it was when Neoga was making a run. He knocked down a shot that the Cougars needed. Brody Markley finished with 3, and Seth Bergman added 2. Jacob Smith also played in this one for Blake Doring Cougars. For the Neoga Indians, 14 points for Quentin Richards and 14 points for Trey Sheehan, 9 points from Landon Titus. Brady Reynolds finished with 8, and Caden Will added 2 points. Briar Hennessy played, and so did Mr. Luke Keller and Braden Letterly. They took the court as well for Coach Andrew Snow, and again, his club drops to 7-17. Dustin's working on some numbers. We'll chat with coaches and get stats and set up the next contest between St. Elmo Brownstown and Windsor Sioux Straws for the consolation championship of the 87th annual NTC tournament on Classic Hit 97.9 XFM.
Person-to-person money transfer. Easy, the way it should be. Learn more at crossroadsbank.com. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is finding a home that fits your lifestyle a challenge? Does the thought of building your new home seem nerve-wracking and stressful? Dream, design, build, live. Experience the Fieldcrest Homes difference.
Wet Pools and Spas in Effingham has a large selection of in-stock spas and hot tubs that can be personalized to best fit your needs. Learn more at Wet Pools and Spas today.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Bartle Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
All right, welcome back to Altamont. We've just finished up the 7th place game. That went to the South Central Cougars over Neoga by a final of 59-47. Let's take a look at the first half, or at the game statistics for that one. South Central victorious, shooting 42.5% from the field. The Cougars were 17 of 40 from the field. 17 of 22 at the free throw line. Very good performance at the stripe for Blake Doring's club. They had 77% shooting there. And 8 of 17 from three-point range. That's 47%. Of course, they were 7 of 11 in the first half. Cooled off a little bit in the second half, but still a good game percentage. For Neoga, 18 of 39 from the field, 46.1%. Neoga 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 85.7% there. And 5 of 16, 31.2% from three-point range. And we've got Coach Blake Doring of South Central, who's made his way up here. Blake, say something into that headset. Make sure I can hear you.
Are we good?
We're good. All right. So congratulations on the win today. Boy, tough tournament, isn't it? Good to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, 2 heartbreakers. You know, lead against North Clay late and let it slip away. And last night as well, tough to come back and play an early morning game after a heartbreaker last night. But really proud of our kids. Responded really well after, you know, two games that we thought, you know, could have easily went our way and didn't. I will say, you know, getting out of this thing 2-2. I'm happy with it. I think this is the best 1A conference in the state of Illinois. I mean, we're 17-8, and we walked out of here 7th place.
That's the thing. I mean, in good battles every night. Today, got the 3-point stroke going early, and not just from one guy. You had 3 different people hit 3-pointers for you in that first quarter, and that just sort of got you into a comfortable spot early on.
Yeah, one of our biggest key today was getting off to a great start, and Building scoring 35 in the first half is always nice. And, Rakim hit some shots. Wildwood hit some shots. Dodson's been magnificent all tournaments. 26 today and 25 last night. I think he had a 22 and a 31. So, just scoring in a variety of ways. But we had, Wildwood in double figures, Anderson close. Banera made some tough shots at key times and handled the ball extremely well. Max Magnus hit a huge three over there in the corner. Just nice to have other kids step up. Seth Bergman got some rebounds today.
Yeah.
So just nice to end the tournament with a win. The thing I'm most looking forward to, we play 4 games this week. We don't play till Friday, so we got some time to practice and get better here going into a key stretch of the season.
You mentioned a lot of names there, and I think if people look at your statistics, they look and they see Aiden Dodson scoring 23 points a game right there, and they think, well, okay, we stopped that kid and we're golden. But you showed today, a lot of other people can step up and make shots when necessary to give Aiden Dodson that room that he needs to put the points up that he does.
Right, and if other kids, Wildwood, Rakim, Anthony, Bergman, Markley, Magnet, on down the line, if those kids contribute a little bit, and it takes the focus off him a little bit. I know that's where everybody's focus is, but just alleviates some pressure and makes us a little more well balanced.
So you mentioned having a little bit of time to work, before your next game, and then having a busy stretch. What do you take away from this tournament about your team? What did you? You're always learning about your guys. So what did you learn this week that you're going to take going forward as, regionals are right around the corner?
Yeah, 3 weeks from today. We got better. Competed really well against a really good North Clay team and a really good SEB team. We just got to learn, to finish those last 4 to 6 minutes of the game and make winning plays instead of, plays that, might cost you, whether it's, some free throws or turnovers or some missed rebounds. You got to eliminate those things first to put yourself in position to be in the winning column.
Well, like you mentioned, this is a high quality tournament coming out of here with a couple of wins. Nothing to hang your head about. So, Coach Doring, we'll wish you good luck the rest of the way. Congratulations on getting another win today. We appreciate you taking the time after every game to come up here and talk to us. And again, good luck the rest of the season and as postseason gets underway.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Thanks for all you guys do.
That's Blake Doring, the coach of the South Central Cougars. Andrew Snow from Neoga stepping in now. So we'll let him get saddled up. Andrew, it's, you'd like to do better than win 1 out of 4 games in this tournament, but one thing that nobody is going to say about your boys is that they didn't come out here and leave it all on the floor every day.
Yeah, we're proud of them for that, and that's why I told them down there. We know the stretches about each game where we let it get away, and and that's something we've got to work on, getting more consistent. But yeah, you said it right. They play so hard. Even getting down, South Central shot an unbelievable percentage there in the first, and we didn't get discouraged. They fought back, and I told them at halftime to win the third quarter. They came out and did that for us, and we put a nice run there at the end. Just not quite enough.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Only putting up 5 points in the second quarter, I think. There are a lot of times where you could maybe think that a group of high school kids would just say, well, it's not in the cards today, and we're just going to go through the motions until we can get out of here, and that's not what you did. You played a really good second half, fought hard, had a couple possessions within 9 points, I think, there, where if you get a bucket to go early in the fourth quarter, maybe things are even a little bit different down the stretch.
Yeah, that's what we keep saying. We wanted to get a timeout when we could get it to 6. We could get it to 6, and every time we come down and score, we couldn't bounce back with a stop. And that's hard when you're playing that out of control, coming from behind. I mean, when you're playing from behind, you're at the mercy of what the other team is going to force you to do. And, they did a good job of capitalizing on their opportunities. But I thought, you could just tell the moment where we started playing harder on defense and loosened up on offense, and things started going our way.
Quentin Richards got you 14 today. He was in double figures every game this tournament. Obviously a very big part of the team, and He just comes through game in and game out.
Yeah, he did a nice job tonight working in the high post. We put him there so he could get some looks, and he does such a good job at attacking the basket at times. I mean, and realizing when to dish down to an open teammate. But like I said the other day, he can get a shot about whenever he wants it. He has such a good, smooth release and is able, so athletic. I agree with you. He had a nice tournament. I bet he had close to a double-double every game with his rebounding performance, and we're real proud of the way he worked.
And you got 14 out of Trey Sheehan today, and I think that's the thing. And also, some three-pointers out of Landon Titus in the second half. That's what you need. Everybody knows that Reynolds and Richards can score.
Yep.
What you need is some more people that want to pull the trigger, want to take that shot, and they were both aggressive, especially in the second half for you today.
Yeah, well, when we got in that situation back against the wall, we're like, turn loose and go, and that kind of freed him up a little bit. Trey's done a great job all year trying to be that third guy to get to double figures, and he's done it pretty consistently here of late. He's really worked hard around the basket to get offensive rebound putbacks and shots around the rim. And, yeah, Landon, it was nice to see him get freed up for some shots, and that's what Brady and Quentin do. They attract the team's attention, and those other three guys, Caden too, Caden did a good job of flashing to the basket there. He does so well moving away from the ball, and Brady and Q are very unselfish in looking for their teammates when they have the option of finding them, and I was proud of those guys today for stepping up.
So I'll leave you with this, the same question that I asked Coach Doring before we let him go. You play 4 games this week, regionals 3 weeks away. What do you take away from this tournament from your team that you can carry forward, and what are you looking to see out of them down the stretch as the postseason is bearing down on us?
Yeah, we talked the other day in practice, with the way we're configured and set up, we have to play almost close to perfect. Like, everything has to go our way for us to come through on the winning side. Like, we do so many good things well, but one of these nights we're going to put together where we got everybody shooting the ball well and defensively, and we're getting rebounds, and we just can't allow teams to go on that bat like the other night against Stu. We let them go on that tough run there at the end of the second quarter, and that sucked the wind out of us. And those guys, they're going to bounce back, and Monday they'll be ready to go. I tell them just got to be special. A couple nights there in February, I mean, we've had 10 or 11 games within 10 points that we've fallen, but we're close. We're close, and I'll battle with these guys. I'll looking forward to seeing how we finish here and molding together.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, whatever the record is, not a team that people want to face once the regionals come around.
Right, and pressure's off. That's what I'm telling them. I mean, we're going to catch somebody by surprise, and we'll put it all together one night, and we're looking forward to that.
Well, Coach, we'll be watching and rooting for you the rest of the way. We appreciate you taking the time, not just today, but all week to come up here, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. If I could, I'd like to say I was really pleased they took the moment of silence for Coach Simmons before the game. Coach Simmons was my coach. He was the assistant coach while I played, and then my senior year he took over. And then a couple years after I graduated, he allowed me to come back and be his assistant coach, and that was kind of where I got my start. And he was an assistant coach for Coach Shirley, who's IBCA Hall of Fame. He was assistant coach for Coach Jones, who just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. So he had his hand in everything that went down there in Farina and Kimundi. And, it wasn't a guy that did it for any kind of publicity. He was so humble. And, this is the week. Usually he comes and catches one of our games, and he'd have been here today since we were playing South Central. And probably fitting, I got a technical in his honor. He racked up a few of those, so maybe I made him proud there. I don't know, but he was a big impact on the South Central. He was a part of the athletic director at the time when South Central got into the National Trail, and so he had a big part in that. And I don't know, he was a good guy and be missed by a lot.
We appreciate you, making sure that to get all that out. That's very important, and I echo all those sentiments. So, Andrew, thanks for coming up, and we'll catch you later on down the road.
Thanks, Dustin.
All right, that's Andrew Snow, the Neoga coach. Nice enough to come up and take a little time to talk to us after another good battle for us.